Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, we're live. We're in the studio. Get involved in the chat and the comments. The big stories are all focusing on Manchester United's epic win over the Athletic Club in Bilbao. 3-0. Absolute scenes. No one saw that one coming, I don't think. I thought some people, I said we might win, but I didn't think we'd win by 3-0. It feels like we're almost there, aren't we, really, in that final. So loads of reactions to get into. My voice is barely recovered, but who cares? Just such a great feeling this morning when I woke up. I was going in that game, you feel it, don't you? You feel the worst at times. You think, could this be one of those games where we end up getting beat heavily, or it's going to be, one of those games where we have to do a number of them at Old Trafford. Now we're in a position where we're almost there, aren't we? We're almost there. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Let us know what you think. Hit that like button, and if you're not doing so already, please subscribe to the channel. We want to get to 800,000 subscribers. We're almost there. With your support, we will get there. Loads of people in the chat and the comments already. It's good to see Notch, Jerry the Penguin, Chris Griffiths, Colin Coupleditch, Maurice Marshall, Jacoya Trot. It's all good to see. Yes, Santa Notch, it's a Stickman tee. Got that little Stickman tee yesterday. I used to be obsessed with it. Me and Steve were chatting about this. Well, point on the right thing. That'll help. Yeah, we'll talk about this. We're going to talk about that more on the Brew, about 1991 on the Brew. Don't you worry about that. But let's talk about last night on this show right now. Let's talk about Ruben Amorim, because he says it's his best result since United, or since he took charge of United. And I agree. We've had some good results. You see the quote here, he says, I think it's the best result because nobody expected this result. But again, I think you saw two games today. The first 25 minutes, and then after the goal and the sending off, the game changed. That was a good thing. Another good thing is in the second half is that we tried to be cautious and create chances. But the most important thing is that the opponent didn't get many shots at our goal. I thought they managed the game very well last night, Manchester United. It was a good professional performance in that second half. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? Because you want another goal. You think you're 3-0 up. You can get another one against 10 men. But the main thing was not to give Athletic Club any sort of lifeline. Don't let them get one goal even, because even then they can think, actually, this game's not completely done. Maybe we can, maybe there's a little bit of life left in this side. But it does feel pretty emphatic. It does feel like United are pretty much there, aren't we, really? So I agree with what Ruben Amorim said. I also agree that it is United's best result since Ruben Amorim took over. We've had good results. We won at the Etihad, we won at the Emirates. That draw, I know it's not a win, but Anfield was a good result. But this is something different. I mean, this, for a semi-final first leg, when you're going into it against a team that is very strong, fourth in La Liga, has a very, very good home record, and to blow them out of the water the way we did. Yes, there was a penalty and a sending off, but it counts. It's not like that doesn't count. They're the ones that got the players sent off. They're the ones that give us a penalty. So it all matters. It all counts. It's not like, it's not really a 3-0 win. Well, it is. So, yeah, just enjoy it. It's one of those moments where we can enjoy it again. The Europa League has given us such a welcome respite from the Premier League. The Premier League, we know, it has just been pretty woeful, hasn't it? Let's just be honest. It's been horrible. It's been absolutely beyond my wildest expectations of how bad it could be. It has been worse than that. But going to the Europa League, you look at the game against Lyon, to come back from 4-2 down with 5 minutes of injury time or extra time left, and to win on the night 5-4 was just overall 5. No, it was on the night, wasn't it? Was just ridiculous. And then last night again, to go to a place like Bilbao, to go up against a team that are so strong, that I've got so many good players, that I've got such a good record there, and to win 3-0, to be 3-0 up at half-time was just ridiculous, and long may it continue. We need to win this competition, man. If we can get into the Champions League after the season we've had, that would be absolutely phenomenal and hilarious. One of the reasons that Manchester United won last night is because of Casemiro. He was fantastic last night. We've got some stats here. You can see it there. 1 goal, 109 touches. I think it says 2 shots on target, 1 off the woodwork, 10 out of 12 duels won, 4 clearances, 4 interceptions. Still got it. Listen, loads of people have clipped up. I think, is it Jamie Carragher from a few months ago, whenever it was, who was saying that Casemiro was basically finished. And I think there was a lot of people that felt that. And I'm not going to lie, I was one of them. I thought after the Liverpool game, I thought it's sad to see this. We're seeing a great player just who might not have it anymore, but he's proven me wrong. He's proven so many people wrong, because he's been an absolute breath of fresh air in the Europa League in particular. We're seeing the sort of the Casemiro of old. We really are. And those stats don't lie. And the fact that, he's not just sort of dominating at midfield, he's also getting goals as well. I mean, what more can you ask for? Just a great performance by a great player. Fernandez says Casemiro was epic. Hit that like button, please, people. Look, come on, let's get to at least 200 likes. Dan Fenton says, yes, Ruben, best result as a manager. The system works and everyone did a great job. Give Ruben time. This is what can happen. Stick with the rebuild with Ruben. Rebuild with Ruben. It feels like a campaign slogan, that, doesn't it? But yeah, I agree with all that. Paul Ogden, 27, says, Dorgu is a concern for me. Didn't have his best game last night, Patrick Dorgu. I still like the player. I think you have to remember how early it is in his Manchester United career. It takes a long time to settle into a Manchester United defence, wing back, midfield, whatever. It takes a long time to settle in. He's coming from a club like Lecce, nowhere near the size of Manchester United. He's been brought in to do a job. He's had some good games. He's had some games where you can see he's still finding his feet. But I have confidence in Ruben Amorim, and I have confidence that Patrick Dorgu will be the player we want him to be. So I'm not too worried about Patrick Dorgu at all. Sam Ellis says, Mount hasn't quite clicked for United yet, but his intelligence and energy improves our front line. It'll come. Another player that's got a few question marks around him. Obviously, a different situation than Patrick Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu's been here for what, 4 months or 5 months, whatever it is. Mason Mount, it's going to be almost 2 seasons now. He needs games. He needs a run in the team. He needs to show us what he's about. I worry he's running out of time, Mason Mount, because this, we've got like a month left of this season. And then that'll be 2 full seasons he's had at the club. I know he's not played in all those matches because he's been injured, but that will be 2 seasons he's been at the club. And you wonder whether the manager thinks, I can use this player, I can get a tune out of him. In theory, he does seem to fit a Ruben Amorim system. He started him in the Manchester derby, which was a big show of faith as well. I know he got injured. So if he can stay fit, if he can get minutes, if he can start to show us the Mason Mount that we saw at Chelsea, then who knows, maybe he could shine in this system. Let us know what you think. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Hit that like button as well, please. People still not even got 100 likes. Chris Griffith says, smash the like Bruno smashes pens. That's the one. Let's talk about Rasmus Hojlund. Amorim says that this was Hojlund's best game. It's hard to say, but I think it was the best game that he had with me as a coach. He helped a lot the team. Said this after the game on Sunday. He needed that goal, and he tweeted it, didn't he? Or posted it on Instagram, sorry. Rasmus Hojlund, he said, look, I needed that. And I get it. Strikers thrive off goals. They thrive off a bit of confidence. And he's looked like he'd lost all confidence, Rasmus Hojlund. And I felt sorry for him. And you shouldn't be feeling sorry for your number 9. But this is where we're at. I was like looking at him thinking, he just looks like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. It's not really clicking for him. I don't know, is it going to work out for Rasmus Hojlund? But last night was much better, and I'm hoping that this can carry on now. I'm hoping that he can take this form to the end of the season and play a part in helping Manchester United lift the Europa League. And if he does, that's not going to say it's been a great season for Rasmus Hojlund, but it can at least end on a high, and he can have contributed to a trophy win, which is what it's all about, man. It's about winning trophies, isn't it? FP1 Sports says we have scored 8 goals in the last 2 Europa League games, and not a single one was scored by a forward. That is kind of a mental stat, that, isn't it? But I don't really care who's scoring as long as we are scoring goals. Really. And also, I know he's not a forward, but I think Kobbie Mainoo can play in that 10 role. I do. And he was playing almost as a striker when he got his goal against Lyon, wasn't he? Ludo7 says, won the penalty. Did Rasmus? He did. I mean, it was soft, but it's a penalty, and he won it. It was a better performance by Rasmus Hojlund last night. I think the issue is not just him not scoring goals. It's when he doesn't score goals and he doesn't have a good game. Then people going, well, what is he doing? What is he bringing to the team? And I do feel sorry for him in the matter of lack of service he gets, but also you have to step up a bit. You have to be a bit better than perhaps what we've seen over the last year or so, in particular from Rasmus Hojlund. But he's in a good bit of form. Played well last night. Let's hope it carries on. Let's just get behind him. Glenn F says, UTFR. Santa Notch says, Bruno was one of the 10s last night. Essentially a forward. It's a good point, that. Yeah. If you've got someone as a 10... that is kind of like a forward, isn't it, really, if we're going to be honest. If you count only the striker as a forward, then that's just one player. Kevin Aitchison says he was instrumental for Bruno's second 2. Sean Greaves says, nice tee, where from? I got it from Classic Football Shirts. You can get it from wherever. I've not got a deal with them, so you can get it from wherever you can get it. I think there's loads of them out. Steve M says, we've been getting better over the past 6 weeks. The results haven't always reflected that, but we are improving. Still probably not going to win 2 league games in a row this season, though. That's amazing, that stat, innit? That is going to absolutely baffle my head. The fact that Manchester United could actually go a whole season without winning 2 league games in a row. Is that the entire season? I think it is, isn't it? That's insane. Glenn F says, Rasmus had a good game last night. Toxic fans go support someone else. I think you can question Rasmus Hojlund without it being like, you're an idiot. I think if you've got a striker who scored, what was it? At one point, it was like 1 goal in 29 games. I think there's every reason to question him. But I do think we need to get behind him. And I do think that, regardless of what you think, there's not other options at the minute, is there? Like Cheeto, you can play him in the league, you can't play him in the Europa. We need Rasmus Hojlund to be scoring and to be playing well. And he did that last night. You can see he did an Instagram post. Sorry, can you move the timer out of the way there, please, Avi? Yep, so, it says, first time a group of lads from Manchester leave Spain with a clean sheet. Lovely. He posted that last night. He's quite good on socials, isn't he? Do you remember when he was giving it to Kyle Walker and he did the thing about the semi with Harry Maguire? Yeah, very, very funny. Ant L says, imagine when we have a proper 9 and Cunha fire emojis. I can't wait to see Mateus Cunha. I hope we get Mateus Cunha. It looks like we are going to get him, but I am fully on board with this signing now. I'm emotionally invested in this signing. We're almost at 100 likes. Please hit the like button, people. Chris Griffith says, Jay-Z, Ahmad and Cunha next season. Oh my days, a boy can dream. Joshua Xerxes as well. It's a shame he got injured, isn't it? But we're doing okay without him. Good to see. It would be good to see him back in the team when he's back. Ahmad back in the side last night. Thought he did well when he came on. You can see what he's about straight away. Running at defenders, causing dramas. I thought he should have had a free kick. I can't believe the referee really gave it the other way. But yeah, a good performance from him in that little cameo. Kevin Aitchen says, incredible night. So proud of the boys. I effing love United. However, it is only half time. Let's keep a lid on it and concentrate 100% for the next leg. Bilbao or bust. Spray Time says nothing better than driving to work listening to Jay and the lads. Top. Thank you, Spray Time. Thank you for your support as well. Let's talk about Maguire. Harry Maguire, right, who is the greatest winger in the world. It says here on United's first goal, I think Garner passed me the ball. It was nice to do a little bit of dribbling. A bit of dribbling and put in a great cross. We had a lot of bodies in the box and they must have trusted me to put in the cross. It was a nice feeling and it was a great header. In the end, Harry Maguire, where did that come from? That was unbelievable, Techers, wasn't it? He absolutely, it was just, I just can't describe it. What I was watching there, we've got some memes here. Maguire versus Athletic Bilbao there. There's one of him looking like, is that Ronaldinho? That's the Ronaldinho one. Yeah, I've seen a few others. There's one of him looking like R9. There's one that I think Mackie did one of him as Giggs in the 99 game against Arsenal. I mean, he's got it all, hasn't he, Harry Maguire? He was, scoring the winner against Lyon, and then you see him dribbling past defenders against Athletic Club. What a player. FBF1 Sports, who's been a member of the Academy for 5 months, says Harry Magdinho for the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, why not? Ian Armstrong says Slabinho. Ludo7 says Harry Ronaldo. Sam says H5. Jacory Trot says I can't unsee that now. Why would you want to unsee that? That was it's absolutely hilarious. And there we go. This is the one I think we posted this last night. Harry, I love the fact his head's so big on that as well. Like it's not in proportion to his body. Yeah, it's just insane what is going on at the minute, isn't it? Like, you've got this United team that are so bad in the league. We're worse than anyone predicted or expected this season. Yet in the Europa League, we turn into like, all our players seem to just find another level. And then you've got players Harry Maguire's had so much grief. And now he's scoring winners. He's dribbling past defenders. He's putting in great crosses. He deserves it. He deserves his flowers. Listen, you might not think he's got the quality that he was hoping for or whatever. I've heard a lot of people say that. But I think Harry Maguire does deserve a lot of respect because this is a guy that it wasn't his fault. He cost so much and we overpaid for him somewhat. But he had a good sort of first couple of years at the club. Got injured, then he missed the Europa League Final. I think that could have affected the outcome of that game, if I'm being honest. And then since he's come back, he got stripped to the captaincy. He lost the captaincy. People were sort of, turned against him a little bit. It was getting booed at one point by England fans. It was all getting a bit silly. But he's come back into this team. He's played his part. And in the Europa League, he's been absolutely fantastic. Got some Bruno stats, I think. There you can see him. I think since the start, is that it there? let's look at, this is from the United website, let's look at how good Fernandez has been in the Europa League in terms of the overall context. Since the start of the competition in its present guise in 2009-10, our skipper now sits joint third in terms of goal scoring. Former Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leads the way on 34, four clear of former United hitman Radamel Falcao. I mean, it's good and depressing at the same time, and it's good to see that Bruno Fernandez has scored so many goals in the Europa League, but I kind of feel bad for him because he's a Champions League player. Even if you, anyone who doesn't rate Bruno is an idiot, but even if you're not his biggest fan, which means you're not a United fan, basically, you have to admit he's at least he's Champions League level, isn't it? He's the numbers he puts in, the performances he puts in. He's a player that should be playing in the Champions League. He's a player that's good enough to win the Champions League if you put him in the right team. And yet he's playing almost every season in the Europa League. It's just, I feel a bit sorry for him. It's sort of shades of Brian Robson back in the day. Opta Joe says, only Mohamed Salah, 56, has scored or assisted more goals for Premier League clubs in all competitions this season than Bruno Fernandez, with 34, 18 goals, 16 assists. Talisman. He is just a talisman. He is just we're so lucky to have him. And I said it last night and I'll say it again. Anyone who doesn't rate Bruno Fernandez doesn't know ball, as the kids say. You don't. There's no debate about it. You can see here as well on United's all-time goal scorers. What's this? United all-time goal scorers. Oh, is this in Europe? No, what's... All-time. This is all-time. Oh, do you know what? Sorry, the front of that was being covered. So I just saw 1, 2, 3. I thought, what? Joe Cassidy's our top scorer. That's not true. So Bruno Fernandez is 24th in United all-time goal scorers. That's amazing, isn't it, really, to be honest with you, when you think... and even more impressive, is equal Bobby Charlton's European goals record. Obviously, he's played a lot more. There wasn't a Champions League format when Bobby Charlton was playing, and obviously we know what happened after Munich and everything. So those stats are completely different in terms of the context. But when you're up there with the greatest, arguably the greatest English sports person ever, in terms of the amount of European goals you've scored, then I think you have to give Bruno Fernandez credit. I'm so glad we've got him. And El says Slabtan Magaromovic. Okay. Steve M says Bruno is top 5 in the world. I agree. Luke Ledoux 7 says he gets no credit. Bet you he doesn't make Ballon d'Or top 10. Jiggers O'Toole says a section of our fan base don't deserve Big Harry. Malcolm Campbell says, morning, Jay. Happy Friday. It is a happy Friday. Richard Porter says, I love Bruno. I agree. Jay Sabrai says, Jay, you're looking like a stud this morning up the red. Someone's been on the beers early. Fair play to you. Should we talk about, we've actually got other news. I know no one really cares, do they? But we should get into it because United have signed a player, which is like, what? Really? I think this broke last night. This is Fabrizio Romano saying United have agreed a deal to sign talented 18-year-old striker Enzo Kana-Biyik from Le Havre as planned. Kana-Biyik set to sign documents soon, then deal will be announced as one more signing for the future. Contract until 2030 plus option, as someone else has reported there. Talking about him on Paddock Live the other day, obviously this is the new sort of part of the new setup I feel with Ineos. They are going for younger players. Saw it with Seka Kone, saw it with Chido Obe, finding these talented youngsters. Aiden Heaven, of course, bringing them in just probably before they've really got going. It makes sense. I get it. This lad certainly has a lot of plaudits. A lot of people highly rate him. I think he's the nephew of Oman Biyik, who played for Cameroon, who scored against Argentina in the 1990 World Cup. If I'm right, I remember looking into that stat because when that name came up, I was like, really? That story, I should say. So yeah, wait to see what happens with this kid. Interesting that United are still signing young players. I think it is a positive move, especially if we've got to watch the pennies as well. But I don't know loads about him, and it's just one to watch, innit? Adam Kenny says, so do we play the kids Sunday or just forfeit? I feel like we are just going to play a bit of a mixed team, but I don't think it's going to be a complete just put out all the children. I think you do want to still fight for these games, fight for these points, and also some players might benefit from just keeping that momentum going, playing regularly, keep going. So I think he'll mix it up a little bit. We have shot the preview. I think that's going to be out tomorrow. So we'll be getting into the predicted 11s and all the rest of it, and make sure you join us for that one. Manish Bandari says, Jay, Cunha in the left, Gyökeres, I don't know why I said it like that. Gyökeres leading the front line and Armadinho on the right. Who says no? United will always find a way to spend. It's weird with the Gyökeres one, isn't it? Because it felt like it was done. It felt like that we weren't getting him. It was over. But, I don't know, there's still a little bit of intrigue there. I think if you were to ask me yes or no, I had to choose one. Are we going to sign him? I'll probably say no. But I don't think it's 100% done that he's not signing for Manchester United. Ruben Amorim spoke about Gyökeres the other day, didn't he? He did say, if he wants to sign for us, I don't just basically just want players that want to play in the Champions League. I don't think it's likely to happen, but there's still a few stories doing the rounds that make you think that maybe the door is ajar slightly. Let me know what you think. Do you think there's no chance? Or do you think that maybe it could happen? Adam Kenny says, I'd give Hojlund a half and swap in Cheeto and start Cheeto next week at home against the Hammers. I think that makes sense. Steve M says, loving people saying it's a disgrace, that the two bottom half teams could be in the Europa League final. Part of me wants to finish 17th just to rub it in. Wouldn't it be funny if we finished 17th and ended up in the Champions League? Emily Ultra says we won't get Gyökeres. I think you're right, to be honest. I'm not going to argue the other way on that one. I don't think we will. Just quite fascinating that there's so many stories doing the rounds. FPL Mikel says yesterday was as easy as a fight behind Asda. I thought we were going to go an entire live without having the old story or the chat about a fight behind Asda with Joe Smith, but no such luck. What's this Antony De Gea thing? Oh, is this Antony? So we've got this from Sky Sports Football. It says Antony scored against his old teammate David De Gea as his Real Betis side won 2-1 against Fiorentina in the Europa League semi-final first leg. It was on the edge of the box, wasn't it? The goal from Antony. It was looked like a decent finish. I think it was one of those though. Did he just sort of swing a leg at it? But you can't fault him. I think it was his right foot as well. Yeah, I'm not trying to dismiss his goal, by the way, before people think I'm being harsh on the lad. Good goal on his right foot. But yeah, he's done well there, hasn't it? We'll have to wait and see what happens with Real Betis. I don't think they've got the money to buy him. That was the story the other night. I think United are wanting around 25 million quid, and Real Betis are struggling to put that together as a financial package. It might even end up being another low move. Heaven Soul says, Jay, did you cover the absurd story about Alvaro and Madrid? I just saw this. I think AS are reporting it. So it's saying here about Alvaro Carreras. So this is the player who was at United, the fullback. Now, apparently Real Madrid are in for him. So I'm trying to sort of work this out. So the club is studying the bridge signing of the Benfica left-back, according to AS. It costs 60 million euros, but United would make the operation cheaper. So I don't know what the sort of the thinking here is.
I think the idea is that United buy back.
Right, so United buying back. So this is Alvaro Fernandez. United buying back and then sell him to Madrid.
Yeah.
Is that is the idea here? Because United have a buyback option with him. So United could buy back Alvaro Fernandez and then sell him to Real Madrid and then make some money. Is that even possible? I think it is, isn't it? We've had deals like that, or not us, but transfers like that have happened before, haven't they? Where clubs have bought in a player and then sold him almost straight away. So perhaps it could happen. I think there's rules against it in the Premier League, between Premier League clubs. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's just sort of caught me by surprise, that one. Maybe it could happen. Glenn F says, Jesus, get hitting the like for the lads. They deserve it, especially our UTR and UTP. David McDonough says, if United win this competition undefeated, is it as big achievement as Arsenal's Invincibles? No, it is bigger. Yeah? Arsenal's Invincibles, no one cares about them. Plus, drew 12 league games and lost 6 games overall and didn't do out in the cups. Behave. Steve M says, we should buy him and offer a swap for Bellingham when it comes to Alvaro Fernandez. Yeah, why not? I think Real Madrid will go for that. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to be back later on today with The Brew. It's me, Stephen Howson, and a special guest as well. We're going to be talking about the 1991. I keep doing that because I'm looking at the camera. Forgive me. that. I'm going to talk about 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final. So you know how we do on the brew. It's just going to be like a normal brew then, to be honest with you. Make sure as well you check out all the reaction from last night. You've got mine and Joe's review. You've got Andy Tate. You've got Stephen Howson's review as well. So hit subscribe if you're not doing already. I'm Jay Marty. This has been The Paper Talk. Thanks for watching.